Hi everyone. Well, here we are, we're in June. We made it through May, and May was a very busy month because that's where we're getting all our warm, loving plants out into the garden after growing them indoors under grow lights for many weeks. It was a lot of work and very gratifying, and now you might be going, phew, done for the season, but you're not done because we have to think about succession planting and also making sure that when we harvest something that we can put something back in that spot that we harvested. I want to break it down into two different categories. The first category is our warm loving vegetables. It's not too late to plant by seed a lot of warm loving vegetables because in zone 6 where I live, our last frost date is about April 20th. We planted cold hardies at that time. Soon cold hardies are going to be ready to harvest, and so we can plant some warm things in their place. Our first frost date is about October 20th. So if this is June 1st, we have another 140 days of growing to do. And that's really important to understand when your first frost date is going to be. So take a look at what your zone is and then count those days, and then look at the back of the seed packet to see how many days to harvest, and then you'll know if you have a good window of opportunity to be able to plant that. So for warm loving, for my zone in New England, you can still plant corn, watermelon, beans, okra, squashes, summer squashes, tomatoes, peppers, zucchini, eggplant. Now, with tomatoes and peppers, it might be a little bit tricky. It depends on the variety. Make sure you check the variety and how long it takes them to grow. And if you haven't planted any from seed and you still want some, it might be a good bet to go to the garden center and get some plants that have already been planted, and that way you'll have sooner success and greater success. What I'm working on today is I'm planting my cool season crops. So I'm going to be planting some cabbage and broccoli, and I'm also going to be planting some zucchini. Even though it's not cool, that dreaded vine borer, I have zucchini out in my garden, but just in case I lose one or two of them, I want to be able to replace those plants, because as the summer progresses, then the likelihood of the vine borer continuing to lay eggs usually ends around July in my area. So understand what that is too for your area, because you got to kind of fight. You're fighting the weather, you're fighting the insects, you're fighting diseases, you're fighting all kinds of things when you're growing, but it's really well worth it. So I have my seed trays here, and I'm just going to be planting out. And this is all real easy. Everyone knows what to do here. And you just plant your seeds a little bit deeper than the width of the seed, so it really makes a difference. And then the other good thing right now is you can turn your grow lights off. You don't need your grow lights anymore, because you could take these seed trays and put them outside in a sunny spot, and then they'll germinate and you keep them watered. And then when you're ready to plant them, they're already hardened off because you didn't have them in the house. So that's a really good thing as well. Another thing that we want to think about is, so when I'm thinking about succession planting, I'm also thinking about some of those crops that maybe I want to plant twice. So let's think about cucumbers. Cucumbers, they start out strong and they start blooming, they start bearing some fruit, and of course, it's stated that the more fruit you pick, the more it will flower, and then the more fruit that will come from it. But I don't know about you, but in the hot days of summer, cucumbers get beat up pretty quickly and get diseases very quickly. So when I feel like the plant is past its prime, I will replace it with another fresh cucumber plant as we march towards the season. And I find that that makes my harvest a lot better, and I get more cucumbers that way. So I'm going to be planting some cucumbers too as I think about succession planting. It's you want to take advantage of every little space you have. So think about the sun that's going through your garden. Think about what is going to be harvested first, and then plan to have something ready to go into that spot right away. Now in June, we haven't harvested a lot yet in this zone, but probably in about a month, we're going to start harvesting a lot. So that's another reason why I want to have some plants ready, because as they grow in the seed tray, then they'll be ready to be transplanted out into the garden. So I'm imagining in about a month, I'm going to be harvesting shallots and garlic, cabbages that I planted, possibly carrots, some beets. So there's plenty of things that are going to be coming out, and I want to be ready to put something right back in. So that's my little tip for June. And, look at your last and first frost date, understand your season, and then look at the seed packet to make sure that it can grow in the time left. For our area, it's 140 days. For some of you down south, you're going to have more days, and some of you a little bit northerly, you're going to have less days. So it's really important to understand your area and how many days you have left to grow, and take advantage of every day. So thank you for watching, and keep farming on, and we'll see you next time.